Hello all, I am Juby George. Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to discuss on structure and kinds of Anumana, which is a subtopic that comes under Indian logic reasoning, particularly under the logic reasoning module of NTA UGC NET exam paper 1. So what are these pramanas? I've already said, and I'll be linking the video right here. You can check out there. So anyway, let me tell you that pramanas is a means of acquiring knowledge. According to Indian philosophy or Advaita Vedanta philosophy, every human being acquire knowledge through 6 means. And out of these 6, one is Anumana Pramana. And in this video, we will be discussing on the structure and kinds of Anumana. So without much delay, let's get on to our video on structure and kinds of Anumana. So what are pramanas? Pramanas, as already said, the means through which we acquire knowledge throughout our life. The ways through which we acquire knowledge. And one such way is the Anumana or inference. And it is an important means of acquiring knowledge. So before getting into the structure and kinds of Anumana, let me explain to you what is Anumana, okay? So Anumana is inference. It is like we acquire knowledge basically by guessing or simply saying through inference. And in the last video on Pramanas, I have given you an example of babies crying. So babies, they basically cry on different needs, and the mother can infer or identify the need of the baby based on each cry of the baby, right? How does the mother identify the need of the baby with cries? It's because of inference or Anumana. The mother can infer what is the need of the baby based on the cry. So this is a way of acquiring knowledge throughout our life. Another example of Anumana is you see a building and an apartment of the building is in a smoke coming out of that apartment through the window. That is black color smoke, and you can infer from it that the apartment is in fire, right? Why? How do you understand? Because the smoke can give you the knowledge, can give you the clue through which you can guess that the apartment is in fire. So Anumana is basically inference, and in Anumana you acquire knowledge by guessing through the different clues that you get based on the prior knowledge. This is how Anumana works. So now let's move on to find the structure of Anumana. So in Anumana, you will have 5 basic processes through which you make a deductive meaning of a situation. Okay, so let's see what are these 5 stages or 5 processes through which we move to finally lead into a conclusion. Okay, so this is the structure of Anumana. 5 steps so the 5 processes included in Anumana is, first one is Pradigna or proposition. Second is Hetu or reason or ground or base. The third one is Udaharana or example or illustration. The fourth is Upanaya or application. And the final one is Nigamana or conclusion. So basically these are Sanskrit words which have relation with the Hindi and other languages, right? Okay. So the first one is Pradigna. Pradigna, it means proposition. It is basically the statement that we have come through. For example, here I'll explain it with the example. The baby is crying. This is the statement or the proposition that we made. Why the baby is crying? Which can be explained with the second process. That is Hetu or reason. And why the baby is crying? Because the baby is hungry. How did the mother know that the baby is crying because it is hunger? It is because of the third process, which is Udaharana or example. I'll tell you, or illustration. Maybe the baby has cried the day before the same cry, and the baby was crying for food or to get fed. So this cry again repeated by the baby, and the mother can understand, okay, this is the reason why the baby is crying, that the baby is hungry. So we have discussed pradigna, proposition that the baby is hungry, that the baby so we have discussed pradigna or proposition that the baby is crying. Then how did you understand then why the baby is crying? It is explained with hetu or reason, because the baby is hungry. How did the mother know that the baby is hungry? Because the baby has cried the day before because of the same reason. So it is an illustration, an example which is known as udaharana. And now comes the fourth one, which is upanaya. Upanaya is application. So this particular cry of the baby, whenever the baby repeats it, the mother can understand the baby is hungry. The hunger of the baby is indicated with this particular kind of cry, right? So that is application or upanaya. And finally, the mother comes to the nigamana or conclusion. Because the baby is hungry, it cries, right? The baby cries because it is hungry. So this is how you come into an inference which is known as Anumana Pramana in Indian logic reasoning. Okay, so this is the structure of Anumana. Now let's discuss the kinds of Anumana, the different kinds of Anumana. According to Nyaya Darshan, the Anumana is divided into 3 types. Let's see what are they. So based on it, there are 3 types of Anumana, which are Purvat Anumana, Sheshvat Anumana, third one is Samanyato Drishta Anumana. Let's see what are these, okay? So in Purvat Anumana, you infer the unperceived effect from a perceived cause. So this is basically the cause and effect thing. You have already perceived the cause and you haven't perceived the effect. Maybe you got confused. I'll explain with an example. Take the example of, during monsoon season, the clouds, they get dark and heavy clouds. You will see dark and heavy clouds, right? What would you infer from that? If the clouds are heavy and dark, heavy clouds, if you see this, what would you infer? You can infer that rain is coming, right? So this is called Purvat Anumana. In this example of dark clouds and rain, you have already perceived or you have already seen that the cloud is dark. So you have perceived cause, and this leads to something which is not perceived until now but will surely happen, which is called as a rain. So the unperceived effect. So this is Purvat Anumana. Purvat before, earlier. So earlier you have inferred that this is going to happen, right? So that is Purvat Anumana. Second one is the exact opposite to this, which is Sesvat Anumana. In Sesvat Anumana, you will infer. In Sesvat Anumana, you will infer the unperceived cause from a perceived effect. The entirely it's completely opposite to the Purvat Anumana. Okay. Here you don't perceive the cause, but you perceive the effect. I'll explain it with an example. For example, flood. Of course, you have heard a lot of floods that's happening in our country, right? You just know of the flood. Okay, you will see the media's reporting of the flood. But you can perceive that it happened or the flood happened because of the heavy rain that was received by the place, right? You haven't seen the heavy rain, but you can see the flood, right? So you have got a perceived effect, that is the flood, from an unperceived cause. which is the heavy rain. So this is entirely opposite to the early one, Purvat Anumana. The second is the Sesvat Anumana after. Okay. The final one is Samanyo Drishta Anumana. Okay. So in this kind of Anumana, you make inference based on the general similarity of things. Over these years, you have seen different kinds of birds which has a long beak and has wings and has two legs and it flies. So that's a bird. And you next time you see something which you haven't seen earlier, but for the first time you're seeing it, and you can find that it has wings and a beak. You will infer that it's a bird. So this is how inference is made with general similarity. Understand? So these are the three kinds of Anumana, which are Purvat Anumana, Sesvat Anumana, Samanyo Drishta Anumana. So now let's see the three terms which are associated with Anumana, and the Anumana comprises of these three words, which are the minor term, the middle term and the major term. Okay, so these minor term, middle term and major term are also there in the Greek logic reasoning, and the Indian logic reasoning also consists of these three terms. Let me explain what are this. So in Indian logic reasoning, the minor term is known as Paksha, the middle term is known as Hetu, and the major term is known as Sadhya. Let me explain what are these with the example of the smoke that comes out of the apartment, which I have said you earlier, right? Okay. So the Paksh, Hetu and Sadhya. The Paksh here is the apartment. Okay. The Hetu here is the smoke. And the Sadhya here is the fire. Maybe you have understood. So the base from which the fire comes, the base, here it is the apartment, or for example, another example, in mountain, when the smoke comes, the mountain becomes the minor term, or that is the Paksh. Here it is the building, okay, from which the smoke comes. That is Paksh. Then comes Hetu. How did you identify that the apartment is in fire? That the Paksh is in fire? It is through Hetu. Hetu here is the smoke. The smoke indicates that the building is in fire. And what is a Sadhya? What can we infer from that? That the apartment is in fire. So there is this chance that the building, the apartment is in fire, which is known as the major term or Sadhya in Indian logic reasoning. So until now we have learned what is Anumana, the structure of Anumana, the 5 process, then the 3 kinds of Anumana, and also the 3 terms that are associated with Anumana. I hope that this video helped you. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.